Hit it.
Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. It's Cougar Wednesday. It's got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
Is it just me, or does that guitar have more oomph today?
Yeah, you worked.
It kind of had a little bit more kick to it.
I had a little rest.
Yeah. Have you ever been on the show on a Wednesday?
No,
Is this our first Cougar Wednesday?
I think so. I've been on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think you've been on a Friday.
Yeah.
So
All
it's
right.
like a Cougar hump day.
So now I just have to do Thursday, and then it'll be
And you get
Cougar
the whole-
every day.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's Mike and John got it going on.
It is.
It is.
It is.
And we're brought to you by Jordan Genso, official Giggle Realtor, community servant, community realtor. Now you know.
Yes, we are.
So what's on the agenda today? I'm all messed up now that it's a Monday,
It's,
a Wednesday.
you know what it is? It's those wildfires.
It is. It
Thanks,
really
Canada.
is. I can hardly breathe in
You
here.
know, but it's yesterday was a bit hazy. Thought it was fog, and then I'm like, oh no.
No, it wasn't fog. That's just smoke.
Yeah, I'm like,
Smog.
little
That's what they
haze.
call it. Yeah. It's the purple haze coming from
Purple
Canada.
haze, yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's been fun, and I don't know that it's going away anytime soon.
No, it's a pretty massive wildfire. And,
We need a big filter.
yeah. Well, anyway,
All right, so we'll take a look at last night's trivia question, TNT, to see if we got a winner. Also coming up today, we'll talk to Ken from the Running Lab.
yes, they are the downtown business in focus, courtesy of our show sponsor, Jordan Genso. And
Those that got trivia questions right throughout the week will be in the drawing for those $100 plus in gift cards to downtown Brighton businesses.
Nice.
How about that?
Yes.
And the pickup spot, the Running Lab. You can run, walk, jog,
yeah.
or even scamper.
What
or
about-
saunter.
What about saunter?
Yeah, remember sauntering. That was last week. So
Right.
All right, so we'll get into that. 2 cent history
What about
lessons.
strut?
Ooh,
Could you strut into the running lab?
Strut.
I believe so.
We're going to ask Ken when we talk
You know,
to
I
him
wonder
later.
if there's a special strutting shoe.
Yeah, we'll have to ask if,
recommendation.
if you're more of a strutter.
Or swagger.
Well, I think of
Like-
Kiss. Strut.
Shoes
Strut.
to give you good
I
swagger.
don't think
Yeah. We talked about the guy that got the Guinness Book of World Records for running in high heel shoes.
Oh,
and
that's right.
stilettos. So, I
gosh.
wonder if they've got a version of that. So we'll find out more about the Running Lab a little bit later on. Susan has a review today. A tease.
I am going to discuss how to get that scum out of your life.
Okay, get the scum out of your life.
All right.
All right.
It's-
Relatives?
Whoever that scum may
We'll
be.
get into glamping too. But first, I'll look at
Somebody just had a picture of Charles Bronson. Alley with a gun.
the vigilante.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, get the scum out of here.
What were the themes of those again? What was it? Like Die Hard. There's so many. What was it?
Oh, Charles Bronson's?
Yeah, what were those again?
Those were the
the
they were
vigilante
the vigilante,
movie.
but
But
they
I can't
were
remember.
I had it until you said it, and then it like flew straight out of my brain.
Because you knew he was just going to
It
go
was like
killing
he's
people.
gonna ask me, and it was like goodbye.
I think you're just fogged by the
I'll
smoke
tell you what,
from-
I'm going to do the news, and you figure out what the Charles Bronson movies were.
Got
which
it.
It's so
It really is.
As soon as you say it, I'm going to be like, ah.
Yeah. All right. News brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. The Michigan Strategic Fund Tuesday approved $3.25 million in collateral support for the Michigan Supplier Diversification Program as part of Independent Bank's loan to fund the construction of a new $25 million training facility in Howell. The 108,000 square foot facility will include a training area, a wash bay, and finished areas for classroom and offices. The project is expected to create 370 jobs within the next 2 years. The Operating Engineers Local 324 Journeyman and Apprentice Training Fund offers classroom and on-the-job training at 2 facilities, one in Detroit and the other in Howell. The organization currently has 425 full-time equivalent employees. The Michigan House of Representatives adopted House Concurrent Resolution 5 on Tuesday, urging Congress, the Department of Defense, and the Department of Veterans Affairs to improve veterans' mental health care. State Representative Jennifer Conlon, chair of the Michigan House Committee on Military, Veterans, and Homeland Security and sponsor of the resolution, said there are many options available now to improve veterans' mental health, from psychedelic-assisted therapy to outdoor therapy to access service animals, and she was pleased that the House strongly supported the resolution and looked forward to the Senate's adoption. Earlier this month, the committee held a two-part hearing on the state of veterans' mental health care, including presentations focused on the accessibility of care, the role of traditional clinical therapy, and new research from U of M on the role of psychedelic medicine. Conlon's 40th House District includes Genoa and Hamburg Townships, the village of Pinckney, and the southeast corner of Putnam Township in Livingston County. And Pinckney's annual concert series will celebrate its 15th year next month. Hootin' in the Park is set for Thursday evening starting July 13th. The concerts are held from 6 till 8 p.m. in the Town Square gazebo. Attendees can bring a chair or blanket to enjoy the free music and fun for all ages. Food will be available for donation to the Pinckney Teen and Youth Center. The band Ain't Dead Yet will kick off the series July 13th. A group of longtime musicians from the Ann Arbor area, organizers say they were a crowd favorite last year, and you'll find more details, including the complete concert schedule for Hootin' in the Park, on our website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com. And that's what's going on.
We should change the name of the show to Mike and John Ain't Dead Yet.
Ain't Dead Yet.
Ain't Dead Yet.
Yeah. Did you figure out the Charles
I
Bronson?
believe it's Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Yeah. See, that was that on the tip of your tongue? Was that what you were thinking?
I had
Charles Bronson, Death Wish. And then a nice romantic comedy to follow. Could you see him in a romantic comedy? Well, maybe. I don't know.
I've never seen him in that role.
He was born in 1921, or something. I don't know if it was 1921, but Charles Bronson was the answer of a lot of those crossword puzzles in your TV book from time to time.
Was he really? Oh, I didn't know.
All right. So, yes, Charles Bronson, Death Wish. Now we know. Now we can relax and get into the show and let you know that news has been brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. Don't forget to mark your calendars for August 17th. That's their big estate sale event going on. They also have a really cool video that's been put together of Mark and Barb's latest trip to Wisconsin to meet with the Independent Jewelers Organization and talk ideas and do all the things that they do as jewelers for the local community. So check that out at their Facebook page, Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. Stop by and visit them today, downtown Brighton, Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. And in trivia last night, TNT, one correct answer. Trivia, of course, brought to you by our OG sponsors, Firehouse Doors, serving Livingston County for over 25 years with unparalleled products and services. 45% of parents surveyed said they're worried that their kids will follow in their footsteps when it comes to this. What was the first thing that came to your mind?
For me, it was swearing.
Yeah, that is a good guess.
Well, I knew my kids were going to swear early on.
I think mine came out.
That was
Yeah, I'm still working on them.
It was becoming a DJ. Like, no.
Well, we knew they were.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be DJs.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be DJs.
Yeah. And then what did my son do?
He's a DJ?
He's a DJ now, yeah. Not like a radio DJ.
No,
But,
is it Twitch?
yeah.
Is that still a thing?
It
This
is a
Twitch
thing.
thing?
Yeah, it is a thing.
Racking up the big bucks?
He does make money at it. Probably more money than I made at his age. DJing, that's for sure.
Yeah, but see, he didn't get free promotional copies that he could take.
Oh, yeah. He didn't
used
have
record store.
Free T-shirts and CDs. Those are the days.
Their profession was a pretty common guess.
Right.
Swearing was another one. Dawn said being overprotective. So if you were overprotective,
Then you're overprotective.
then you're worrying about your kid being overprotective. Okay.
Or are you worried about being overprotective of your kid?
Being overprotective.
If your parent was overprotective of you,
now you're just confusing me.
And then, all right, does that mean you're more worried about
getting way
being
too deep.
overprotective of your kid?
A lot of answers had to do with finance or being in debt.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
In other
overprotective
words,
and you're paying all their bills and everything, they're not
Get
going to be in debt.
Out of my basement.
It is funny how we do pick up a lot from our parents. Even though you don't want to, you always say, I am not going to be like them. I'm not going to be like them. And then I find myself a lot like my mom.
One day you've become your mom.
Yeah.
Our friend Todd said, being a fan of the Detroit Lions, he goes, no worries here. Of course, Todd, the Packer fan.
Yes, he is a Packer fan. Ann said, waiting until they are older before getting married. So I think kids are getting married a little bit later in age than our generation, even the generations before. But
yeah,
which probably good for them.
A couple of educational
Not
answers.
that I'm not happily married.
Here, let me do that shuffle so you can dig yourself out of that hole.
Love you, honey.
The correct answer, by the way.
Oh, what?
No, what you want them to do, John,
Yeah.
is get married and have kids. That'll be great.
Oh, yeah. Actually, at this point, I do, so I can make fun of them.
It's your turn now.
Like my parents made fun of me.
They made fun of you when you first had kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see you struggling with your infant children or whatever, and they just sit back and smile. And
yes.
Go, yeah, it's your turn.
That's parents' revenge. The correct answer
Yes,
was driving habits. So 45% of parents surveyed said they're worried that their children will pick up their bad driving habits or their driving habits. So if you're a road rager, more than likely your child will be that way. Or if you're accident prone.
Well, you're worried. I don't know that it means you're more likely, but you're worried that they will be.
I
sometimes think you have
like
the opposite effect. I think if you're a road rager, your kids are
maybe
less likely to, because they're the ones in the backseat going, oh, God.
I hope that guy doesn't cut
Siri,
Dad off.
call Dad.
Dad, I'd like you to calm down right now. So, well, maybe you're prone to getting speeding tickets. That type of driving habit. So,
Right.
But
I think my daughter learned how to get out of speeding tickets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you teach her?
Yeah, I
technique?
did.
No.
Oh, do reveal.
Oh, please do.
Gotta bat those baby blues.
Oh, I see.
Still works.
Wow.
Doesn't work for me.
I'm just saying.
You got an iPhone? What the hell?
You know what? Get out of the car. Step out of the car.
Are you on
Mr.
dope?
Blinky? Come on, get out.
And so Nancy Myers was the only one with the correct answer.
All right.
So Nancy will be in that drawing on Friday to win the $100 plus in gift cards and gift certificates from businesses in downtown Brighton, courtesy of show sponsor Jordan Gensel.
Right. And she'll pick those up at the Running Lab in downtown Brighton, the sponsor business this week. And we'll be talking with Ken from the Running Lab coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. So Susan has a review for us today, and it's about getting the scum out of your life.
Which led us to the whole Death Wish thing. Yeah. And before we get to that, by the way, I did look up. Charles Bronson was in a rom-com.
Was he?
Called From Noon Till 3. It was a Western rom-com. Oh. But, he played Graham Dorsey, a member of the Buck Bowers gang. A two-bit group of outlaws who plan on robbing a bank in Gladstone City.
But he meets the love of his life.
The night before the bank job, Graham has a nightmare about things ending badly. The next day... Well, this is way too long.
Yeah, I'm already falling asleep.
When's he
Number one, it's a Western rom-com.
The owner of the House
Saloon?
of Ill Repute is a widow named Amanda Starbuck.
She's a former hooker.
Ooh, like coffee.
She's the madam.
Played by Bronson's real-life wife, Jill Ireland.
Oh, nice.
Now we learn.
Settle into a little romance.
There you go.
So even Charles Bronson.
Even Chuck. Death Wish 3.
All right. Now back to your review, Susan.
Yes. That's how we got to
Stop taking us off track.
That's my job, to get you guys going off on a tangent.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
Anyway, so I have been using this product for probably over 5 years now. Most of you know I clean houses. My real gig is cleaning houses.
She's the cleaner.
This doesn't pay you enough?
No, it doesn't. So anyway, this 7th generation tub and tile stuff is literally amazing. I use it for everything. Inside microwaves, refrigerator spills, stovetops, things that got cooked on them.
Really?
Yeah, you spray it on. That's the refill jug that you're seeing right now, but it comes in like a spray bottle. But you spray it on and kind of finish cleaning the rest of the room and go back to it, and it broke up all of that sticky mess and grime. And of course it's also good on showers and tubs like it's made for, but it's not harsh chemicals. It's biodegradable, so it's septic safe. It's safe for animals, and for people like me who clean a couple homes a day, the fumes are much nicer. If you want to try it, I'm sure it'll be all right. But yeah, it's been a lifesaver for me, even in my own home too. But amazing. So some of the Targets carry it. You can find it at Meijer. Of course, Amazon has those refillable
jugs.
Yeah. And they do have a website where you can actually find it. Put in your zip code and it tells you where you can.
All right, I wasn't looking at the screen. What was it called?
Seventh generation.
Seventh generation.
I thought it was just the 7th generation of the version of whatever it was.
Some of us are paying attention when Susan talks.
Yeah.
I was listening, not looking at the screen. I was deep in thought about what could I use that on.
Yes.
Right.
Now they do make other, like a bathroom cleaner and then a kitchen cleaner, but the tub and tile, I'm telling you, is versatile for everything. It's wonderful. So give it a try.
7th generation.
Yes.
Got it.
What happened to the other 6 generations?
They didn't quite make
They didn't make
They
it.
weren't
They didn't
quite
make
good
the
enough.
cut. Yeah.
It's like
the
WD-40. It was the 40th time they got to that formula.
Is that true?
I don't know. It sounds good.
I don't
really
think
good.
that's right, though.
You're gonna
All right, now I
go
gotta
ask
look
Charles
that up.
Bronson.
Now I gotta, hey, Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson started a movie about WD-40. Wait a minute.
So it really gets rid of the scum and get rid of the rust. Like if you've got rusty water.
Yeah, so what I do for rusty water is I spray that, but I also use the Barkeepers, the powder, and that's a great combo. And again, there's no the harsh chemicals that you're breathing in and using on your hands and stuff. So,
What is it, bartender's friend or something like that?
Barkeepers.
Barkeeper. Barkeeper.
I'm a bartender's friend.
I see.
The Barkeepers
is the powder.
Yes, is the powder.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, what did you find out?
It stands for Water Displacement 40th Formula.
See, I told you.
It's 40th.
I knew what I was talking about for once.
For once,
that's for sure.
So
you know what else I know what I'm talking about?
We've learned a lot about today.
But it's kind of sad that you don't hear about WD-1.
Sure.
Sure.
Poor thing.
That stuff didn't work at all.
WD-1 was like glue. It just didn't do it.
That really does. That does highlight the benefits of persistence.
It sure does.
Like on your 37th failure, you kind of, this stuff isn't going to work. But he kept going.
Sure he did.
Until he got to 40.
3 more.
40 is going to be the keeper.
He didn't know. It could have been WD-99, but he was going. It just happened
One
to hit
of
on
these days,
40.
this is going to loosen up those joints.
I swear. Well, we actually found a good... I'm going to do my own review. We actually found a good use for WD-40, other than its normal lubrication. There was a bird that kept trying to build this nest on top of our porch light. And my wife would knock the stuff. I'm like, no, you're not building a nest here. And would just come back and still put the stuff there.
Nature hater.
And I'll send it to your house. And so she read online. She goes, if you spray like the surface with WD-40, they'll stay away from it. And sure enough, bird wanted nothing to do and never came back.
Interesting.
Look at that.
Probably killed it with WD-40 and it died somewhere in a ditch. But
didn't come back.
Maybe a cat or raccoon got that one.
So,
wow. It's bird displacement 40. BD-40.
BD-40.
If you don't want birds building nests on your porch light.
Right.
Perhaps it's your garage light. WD-40 will work there too. All right. Well, that is interesting that you killed birds using WD-40.
It didn't kill the bird. No, it just stopped building its
Can
nest.
it do anything for spiders?
I'm sure if you spray the spider, but probably. I don't
His 8
recommend
legs
you go
will be
around.
up.
It's the spider be like, hey!
Slipping all over
We
the
got
place.
8 legs here, fella.
Not one of them has a grip. All right. Boy, we sure did get off track here, didn't we? Thanks,
Is
John.
this any different than any other day?
I'm just
You
saying,
know.
it was kind of all over
So-
the board already.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, don't forget, coming up
hey, kids.
in September. In September, it's the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
It is?
And we are still looking for more members to join our gang. I mean, our team.
Yeah.
The Got It Going On team.
Our gang.
Our gang.
Yes,
Little snap, strut,
oh, sure.
saunter.
Whatever you want. Go to MikeandJohnPodcast.com. You'll see the link at the top of the page. That will take you to the Team Got It Going On sign-up page for the Walk to End Alzheimer's, September 30th. In Downtown Hall, if you make a $40 contribution, you'll automatically get a free Team Got It Going On t-shirt.
I got to get one of those.
You already have one.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I wore it in not too long ago on the show. But they are nice.
Yeah.
They're nice.
And it's that nice soft cotton, too.
And,
none of that cardboard cotton.
Right. And, of course, you'll also be supporting the services and research as part of the Alzheimer's Association, which is what the Walk to End Alzheimer's is all about. So, yeah, join us on Team Got It Going On.
That sounds like fun, John.
It does.
Team Got It Going.
It is going to be fun. I'm going to be there.
John's buying DQ for everybody after.
Yay.
No, I'll get everyone WD-40.
WD.
Then we'll all
Walk
come back
faster.
to my house and watch the Charles Bronson rom-com. So,
All right.
we got that going for us.
What time are we talking to the running lane?
It's in a few
In a
minutes.
little bit? Okay, I
Why don't
just
we do
wanna
our
make
2
sure.
cent history lesson?
I just want to. Oh,
Yeah.
we're doing the 2 cent history
Yeah,
lesson
yeah.
first.
Don't you
Got
know?
it. I was
Yeah.
following along with the script for today.
Yeah. Well, there is no script. You should know that.
I know that.
But before you do that,
Prior to, yes.
yes.
Okay.
We should talk about Jordan Genso again.
Again?
Again.
Boy, this guy
He
gets a
is
lot
the
of
show sponsor, after all.
He is the show.
Yeah.
He is.
It really is.
He's got it going on.
Community servant, community realtor, 15 years of experience in Livingston County real estate, of course. With
What does he
Remax
do for a
Platinum.
living?
I believe he's a real estate.
A real estate
Yeah, I
agent.
believe he's
All right.
a realtor. So
He's got a lot of experience.
He's a community servant, community realtor, by the way. Yeah. Give him a call, 248-444-9777. And, of course, Jordan highlighting different businesses in downtown Brighton through the months of May and June. And this week it's Running Lab, who we'll be talking with in just a few minutes. So, Jordan Genso.
I'm glad you brought up the Running Lab because I was reading some stats about pickleballers. Do you or somebody you know play pickleball? Have you ever seen pickleball being played?
Seen pictures.
You haven't seen.
I've
haven't
not-
sat through
I've not
pickleball.
seen an actual pickleball, but does like ESPN carry tournaments? Or
I bet. Well, I know Colbert had a special on it not long ago,
Okay,
but
all
it's become, especially during when nobody could get out for COVID, pickleball really took off. It's been around for quite a while, but it's our generation that are the ones that have really picked up on pickleball. The kids aren't going out there saying, "Hey, let's get a game of pickleball going on." It's the 50s plus generation,
right,
that are playing pickleball, and the big concern has been that there's been so many injuries while playing pickleball.
Yeah, and ironically, I think our generation picked that because
They thought they wouldn't get injured.
exactly. They're like,
be a
this is
safe
kind of
game."
safe, a safe,
Sure.
fun thing to do.
Yeah. Sprains, fractures, contusions.
I think people just get too competitive, and then that's when it.
The stats show that people 50 years and older accounted for 90% of all pickleball related injuries.
Now, I know it's somewhat like tennis. It's not tennis, but it's
They usually played on a court similar to tennis.
right.
The racket's a little different. The ball's a little different.
So are these people, are they just getting injured? Like, are they playing it too hard? Like they're jumping or, leaping for a shot? Or
when you're competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or is it just like standing up and they pull their back?
Yeah, I mean, I can get hurt just walking in my yard. So, I mean,
33% of picklers, that's what they're known as.
Oh, really?
by the way.
Picklers.
Are you
Oh,
a
I
pickler?
like that.
Like Kelly Pickler, but they're picklers.
I wanna be a
33% were injured with fractures of some sort.
Wow.
10% contusions. and the others were sprains.
So here's what
Contusions, fractures, and sprains.
Right. Oh my. Here's what we'll never know, but it would be interesting how many of those injuries would have occurred anyway? Like, not that they were playing pickleball, but just going about their normal day.
yeah, that would happen to me. I mean,
Bent over picking up the laundry.
Right, exactly.
yeah.
That I cannot
They're
tell you.
blaming pickleball for
Sure.
the fact that they're
Pickleball's getting a bad rap.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Unlike me, who's young and vibrant.
Sure.
Right.
What's your stupidest injury then? I mean,
I can tell you my stupidest injury. Do you want to know?
you had the look on your face like you're dying to tell it. So I guess we're trying to hear.
My foot fell asleep while I was on the couch. This is when I was 17 years old. I was on the couch. My foot fell asleep. When I got up, I like my foot was totally just completely numb. When I stood up, I somehow fractured my toe. I didn't just fracture my big toe. I didn't just fracture it. I like splintered the bone. Ooh. And of course I didn't feel it for like 3 minutes. But I heard the crunching, and I'm like, what was that? That wasn't good. And then about 3 minutes later, I'm like, ow.
That kind of hurts.
I needed a cast above my knee.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So.
Wow, you should have played pickleball then.
I was cool. That was a great injury to tell people about. How'd you do it? I played football.
You know what? I can't top that. I really can't.
I got up off the couch.
My foot was asleep.
How old are you? 17? Oh, my God.
How did you get up when your foot was asleep? Was the whole leg wasn't asleep? It was
like
just
my
the
leg
foot?
was like I was laying on it the wrong way or whatever. And I knew it was numb. I'm like, oh, my leg's asleep. I better get up. And I stood up. And I heard this crunch. It kind of sounded like potato chips in a bag.
You thought it was just a bag of Doritos below your foot.
Oh, did I sit on my Doritos? No. So they had to like put a bunch of pins in my toe. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're like the $6 million man.
Hey.
I don't think the story would have been as good on TV if Steve Austin had a foot falling asleep injury.
Spin-off that would have really worked.
His arm fell asleep. I was trying to get out of bed. His alarm was going.
That should be the version they do now. He's an older Steve Austin and he hurts himself.
All right. Well, we should have certainly killed time with that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
The other thing is we are considering getting a replacement host, and Ryan Seacrest is available when he's done taking over for Pat Sajak.
When is he going to take this show? I mean,
Sajak's retiring,
I know.
Right.
Right.
But Van, I guess, is going to stay on.
Okay.
For the Wheel of Fortune, and
but Seacrest takes everybody's job.
That's the
what
thing.
the hell, dude?
He's like the voice trackers of radio. He's just all over the place. You know, first he's got Dick Clark's job. I'm surprised he didn't get Jeopardy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But he will be taking over for Pat Sajak.
Is he going to announce he's running for president? Look at Biden.
And then when he's done,
I'm coming for your job next, Joe.
Seacrest out. Yeah.
So.
At least he'd be a little bit younger and could probably walk without falling.
Right. A little bit younger.
I don't know what his policies would be like unless it's number one with a bullet, something like that, because he's already doing top 40.
You don't use that phrase around the president. They don't like that.
No.
Secret Service gets a little.
All right. Are you ready for the 2 cent history?
No, I think at this point now.
I see, because you went off.
I think we've stalled long enough.
All right, let's see if we can get a hold of Ken from the running lab. Right. Of course, all our winners will be in the drawings on Friday for the gift cards from Jordan Genso, which can be picked up at the running lab in downtown Brighton. Ken knows we're calling, right?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
All right.
Hello, it's Ken.
Hey, Ken, it's Mike, John, and Susan from Mike and John Got It Going On.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hi.
Good morning. So, Ken, we were talking about pickleball just a moment or two ago. Is there a special shoe at the running lab for pickleball?
Yes, there is. We are starting to carry. We are starting to carry more pickleball items, but we have a shoe from Diodoro right now, which is primarily they're a soccer brand, but yeah, they're starting to dive into running shoes and pickleball. But we were just talking yesterday how we need to expand into more options in pickleball. So
are you getting a lot of people that, because it has grown so much over the past couple of years, and I hate to distract from running, but it obviously a sports shoe, just like a volleyball shoe becomes a court shoe and those kind of things. So what's the difference between a pickleball shoe and like a regular tennis shoe?
There is a lot of brands are selling. They're just rebranding a lot of their tennis shoes as pickleball shoes, but I know that they're using certain rubber compounds for if you're building an actual pickleball court versus a tennis court. and the surface used for it. But there isn't that much different. You need a shoe that you can cut side to side, pretty easily with and move quickly in different directions and have a lot of grip on the bottom. There isn't a whole lot of differences in terms of materials used on the uppers and cushioning and things like that.
Well, but you bring up it does bring up a good point, though, that at the running lab, obviously you guys have sort of the expertise and the knowledge to be able to say to a customer, you know what, this is really just a rebranded tennis shoe.
Right, yes.
Because you're right. I mean, companies will do that. They'll just take a product.
Well, they'll take old indoor soccer shoes when they used to play on carpet and use it as because Diodoro was known for that. So you just make it a racquetball or pickleball or even a tennis shoe when you're playing on more of a harder surface to move laterally. So let's talk a little about the running lab. You guys have been around for a long time in downtown Brighton.
Yeah, 12 years. On July 2nd, it'll be 12 years.
And what's the biggest seller?
I mean, it's always been, since day one, Brooks has been our number one shoe brand in our store. And they're just great to retailers. They're a great partner as a brand, and we love selling. We love Brooks as a partner in our store for independent retailers. We carry all the other major brands too, and they bring. You need choices, right? So all the different brands bring different value to the store, and we have great partners in all of them. But no, Brooks has definitely been our number one shoe since we opened our store.
Well, and over the past few years, because being a personal trainer, I have clients that'll come to like a group training class where we are doing those lateral type movements, but I'll see them wearing, seeing the running shoes, and the bottom of these running shoes nowadays with that big soft cushion on the heel. It's so much, it's so much different, and that's like you talk about with the shoes for pickleball or tennis or racquetball, those kind of sports. Using a shoe like a running shoe, not exactly the best choice.
No, as you mentioned, the trend right now is lots of brands are going thicker with the cushion, and so it's really limiting the options, and you got to really dive into what the customer is using them for, and kind of sometimes you got to pull it out of them, right? You got to say, well, what are all the activities they're using for? Because they're saying running, but then we all know that we all use our running shoes for various things, in the sports that we like to try or dive into, or stuff we're doing with our kids or whatever. And a lot of times you find out that they either need two different shoes depending on how much they're using it for, or we just need to move to a different shoe entirely from what they originally wanted to try on when they came in.
Yeah, and some of these, the heels on these things, some of them look like you're walking on marshmallows. It's like, did you just step in a pile of melted marshmallows from a s'mores party?
The brand that started that was Hoka, and actually we were the second Hoka dealer in Michigan when we first opened our doors, and they were thought to be like, when they first came out, everybody laughed at them, and we knew that there was something there that that was going to be the future, and now it's our number 2 brand in our store. It's quickly risen to number 2, but they have made all the other brands chase them in terms of the trend of those thick cushion, maximal cushion type shoes. Yeah, for sure.
Now, at the Running Lab, obviously, shoes is the thing that you're, all about.
Yep.
But I noticed you also are doing, you're doing some like in-store exercise classes. And I think the other night you even did a self-defense class.
Yes. We recently just had we combined a self-defense with a sports bra fitting demonstration, how to correctly, measure and fit for a sports bra with Brooks, because they have a whole line of sports bras also. But events have come back this year. We are back to, back in 2019, our calendar was full, just constantly doing community events, grassroots events is kind of what we call them. But, they're free. They're always free. We have a calendar of them. We have an app that you can see all of the events that we do. But what we're trying to do is offer a variety and try new things and kind of step outside our comfort zone rather than just our, we've always offered our Tuesday night free group runs and things like that. But now, there's some businesses coming to us. We had a mobile spin class out there with Spin Out, which is a local mobile spin class company. So they brought all the bikes in. We cleared the sales floor, and that was free to our customers. So we're always we had cardio drumming in the store, which was pretty insane, and lots of people had so much fun with it. So yeah, we're always trying new things. We have yoga first Monday of the month. We clear the floor again, and that was the great thing with the new space that we moved into in 2021 was we wanted the ability to completely clear the sales floor easily and put on any type of event we wanted to and have the flexibility to do it.
Well, you mentioned COVID. Obviously, that affected so many businesses, so many different ways.
Yes.
None of them good.
Right.
And so coming out of COVID, and yet for businesses like yourself in downtown Brighton, having to deal with the streetscape construction, that's been another hurdle.
Is there a recommended shoe for that?
Work boots.
Yeah, work boots. Right, exactly. But you were one of the people that was instrumental in getting the Believe in Brighton campaign. Kind of up and running, and for the businesses in downtown Brighton to support each other and to sort of get the public on board with, if you want locally owned businesses, if you want this downtown to survive and then thrive, I mean, it's got to survive first and then thrive. You got to get invested in it. So talk about the Believe in Brighton campaign.
Yeah. So, I'm recently, I've been involved, just kind of listening and attending all the meetings about the Streetscape project. And one thing that I learned was that it's very hard to do any type or spend, or get anything going in terms of marketing when it comes to utilizing tax dollars. There's lots of rules around it. There's, it's just, I found it very tough and frustrating as a business owner that, is pretty nimble and and has the flexibility to do what we want to do as a private business, learning all these rules around government spending and tax money to market our downtown, which I think, it needs to tell its own story, honestly. You can market Brighton as a whole, but I think the downtown has a unique message, and you got to show what we have available down there. And that was the biggest thing. The other piece of it where we don't really have a good place to send people to showcase all of the businesses that are downtown. And there's a lot of, I found that there's a lot of misinformation out there that it's just only restaurants. That's all there is just a couple bars and, Mexican restaurants. And I'm like, well, that's not the case. And I know that's not the case. And how do we showcase that? And then I stumbled upon this advertisement from 1927 that the Historical Society and an idea just kind of, it just all, came together in my head, and I'm like, what if we tied it back to the history of Brighton and really told a story there and created a brand and, just rallied the businesses. And honestly, I thought I was going to get maybe 20 to 30 businesses to come with me and come with Taste of Brighton on this this journey to create this brand. But we had 60 plus businesses sign up to launch this thing, and it was really cool. It was pretty awesome to do that. So all the money that the businesses pay in, it goes towards maintenance of the website and marketing. It's really that simple, and those two things. So
and the website, for anyone who's not checked it out, it's just a really top notch website, very interactive.
Thank you.
And also showing in terms of just the practical things, in terms of giving you where you could park. And we've talked about that with a lot of downtown businesses. Obviously Main Street is all torn up and that's out of service for the summer. But, as we've talked with a lot of them, it's like, how many times when you came to downtown Brighton could you park on Main Street anyway? So
even when I had a motorcycle, it was tough sometimes. So,
yes.
I mean, if you found a spot on Main Street, you're like, oh my God, I got to go get a lottery ticket, but all the other lots are still open and available for folks to use. It's just a matter of knowing where they're at and how to get to them.
Yeah. I think one unintended good thing that might come out of this is people got out of their habit of where they usually park, and they had to find a different spot and figure out a new parking lot. Which there are a lot of them. You just got to know kind of the ins and outs, and they're spread out a little bit. But I think there's availability for sure. The Saturday night might be the only tough one, but even then, I don't know. My wife and I go down there and go to eat, and we have no problem still finding a spot to to go eat it on Saturday night. So
right, and people can check that out again. That's just online. BelieveInBrighton.com.
Yes,
and then for the running lab, what's on your horizon? What's going to be happening in the future there?
Yeah, I mean, we're just, we moved to that new space, 4,400 square feet on Main Street, and we are just plugging away and doing some great things. We are the official retailer of the Detroit Marathon, so that keeps us very busy, which means we handle all of the gear and apparel and accessories for the participants for the race. So that project is honestly a year-round project, and keeps us really busy. But we're just one customer at a time. Really just trying to focus on our service, focus on training our staff, and just layering things to keep us insulated if anything ever comes at us, from a business standpoint, or unexpected things come at. But we're doing great this year. I mean, we are not we're a destination, which helps us. We're not we don't rely as much on walk-by traffic, I think, as some of the other businesses do. So, we're doing okay. So, it hasn't been as bad, I think, as in my mind I planned for worse, this year. But, we're excited for what's going to come after this is done on Main Street.
That's great to hear, Ken. And one thing before we let you go, I'm just kind of curious. Yeah. You hear, I know a few runners, and I know people that just occasionally say, "Yeah, I'm going to go for a run today." Of course, with the California or the Canadian fires right now, not a real good time to go out for a run unless you got a respirator handy. But the average running shoe. What is the life of that? If you use it on a semi-regular basis, a couple days a week to go running, or 3 days a week, something like that, is that like 6 months or?
Oh man, I mean, there's so many variables.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're talking, you got whether you're fitting, 120-pound woman, or all the way up to, but different body types, right? So there's so many variables that go into it, and then surface that you're running on, but. General rule of thumb, depending on the shoe, it could range anywhere from 300 to 500 miles. But the things that you want to look for is just, can you not see the pattern of tread anymore? Is there flat spots on the bottom of the shoe? Do you see wrinkles in the cushion? There's definitely some things you can do to just kind of notice that. Do you have things that you aches and pains that you normally don't have in your joints after a run that you're like, wow, that came out of nowhere.
Or even after a walk,
think about your shoes. Yes,
if you wear a running shoe or a running style shoe anyway to work every day, or if it's just getting up from the couch to go to the refrigerator, it's probably going to last a lot longer when you're talking about the mileage. But that wearing out, of course, affecting the joints. So good things for people to know. And you guys are the experts there at Running Lab, so you can help folks out.
Yeah,
right. They can find you online, runninglabstore.com. And so, Ken, gosh, thank you so much for letting us know more about the Running Lab and
pickleball, of course.
Yeah, well, yeah. And
fastest growing sport.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to stay on top of that stuff. I was also thinking, do the shoes come with like an odometer in them? Because if you said up to 500 miles, that could be the next trend,
There's so many apps that people use to track their miles. It's funny. People do track their mils on their shoes with apps now. So,
right. She's got 499,000 on them right now. Yeah. Still running. My knees suck, but and they look good. You know what? I got to ask you, I saw a guy yesterday at the gym, and he had a pair of old school pony shoes on. I don't know if you're
my gosh.
And I was like, do they even make those anymore?
They're probably worth money.
Yeah. I don't even know if that brand's around. Then he brought up British Knights and BKs, and I was like, wow.
Neither. I don't think either of those are. Yeah.
So there's some tennis shoe aficionados out there, sneaker aficionados. Yep. So
for sure.
But Ken, we appreciate the time today. Good luck with the Running Lab. Say hi to everybody over there for us. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Well, I think we all learned a little something about pickleball and running shoes today.
Yeah, he was right on top of it. You threw that pickleball question right at the
sometimes
and he was like took it and ran with it.
Well, it is because I have clients that want they want to learn, they want to be conditioned well enough to be able to play pickleball. And when you look at all those injuries and stuff, it's It's important to be on top of that. You can't just go out there and be a weekend warrior with pickleball, John.
Don't worry about me. I stay away from it 7 days a week.
Don't fear the pickleball. Yeah. Today is the 28th of June, our 2-cent history lesson, National Tapioca Day.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But it's fun to say, even if you don't like.
I mean, the other day was
tapioca.
Butterscotch pudding day, and you
this
were
is just
you were like no butterscotch for you. So I'm assuming tapioca is like a big no.
Oh yeah,
that's a hard no for you.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, Susan pretty much described.
Yeah. Ugh.
I mean, I'll try it.
Tapioca
I know you're all surprised. Really?
Maybe with a little spoon, or it's also Paul Bunyan Day. Paul Bunyan and his ox
babe. Just don't ask any questions.
No. Okay. Why are you calling your ox babe, Paul? What's going on? I always think of the brawny guy with the the flannel shirt and stuff when you think Paul Bunyan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paul Bunyan without flannel is not Paul Bunyan. Mm-mm. Think about that for a moment. 1820, the tomato was proven to be non-poisonous.
Right.
Oh, thank goodness.
Didn't like the mayor or something?
In New Jersey, I thought there was a public demonstration where he ate a tomato in front of a crowd of people.
Watch me eat this tomato.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey, he likes it.
No, like a. Okay.
Yeah, nice job.
Nice.
Let's make some ketchup.
You got some juice on your shirt.
1953, on the assembly line in Flint, the first Corvette was put together.
Wow.
1953. 1997, boxer Mike Tyson disqualified from a title bout after biting off a piece of Evander Holyfield's ear.
You bite off one guy's ear, and they tag you for life. The next thing you know, you're getting face tattoos.
Get your own reality series.
Okay. He's a sweetheart now, though.
Yeah. You know, I think he's in the pot game now.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yes.
Mellowed him out. I'm sure Evander Holyfield's like, dude.
I have a story
probably should have gotten
Mike
into
Tyson.
that earlier. Oh, yeah?
But I don't know if I'm authorized to tell it.
Uh-oh.
I won't use any names except for Mike Tyson.
Okay, sure.
Someone I know has a relative that's in the pot industry.
Okay.
And Mike Tyson was looking at, because he has his own strands or brand or whatever.
Right, of course.
And they set up a dinner with Mike Tyson. And after the dinner was over, you figure Mike's going to go his way, pot owner going to go his way. But Mike Tyson leaned over to the guy and said, I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
But I don't go in public. So the guy took him back to his house so Mike Tyson could poop not in public. So you got bragging rights. Tyson pooped in my bathroom.
Now, as funny as that story is, which it is, it's like, yeah, right. Do you brag on that, or do you I don't know.
Wow, you wouldn't want somebody crashing into the bathroom and
you could see it from auction. Mike Tyson's point of view too.
No, I can't.
I mean, I'm just sorry. If you're worldwide known person and you go into the public crapper,
But yeah, the guy calls hey honey,
and you wreck the place.
I know it's kind of late, but I got Mike Tyson coming over to take a dump at our house. So get the kids out of the way. Make sure they're in bed.
Have you been using your own product again?
I know.
Didn't I tell you?
All right, 1997.
Thank you for that story.
See, you'll remember this. Yeah. 1997, the Pink Floyd album, The Dark Side of the Moon, spent its 1,056th week on the U.S. album chart. It was rumored at the time, in 1997, that if the album was played while watching the Wizard of Oz movie,
right,
and started exactly when the MGM lion roared for the third time during the movie's intro, if at that third roar you started the album, some very interesting connections could be made.
Right, it synced up. So the song synced up with the movie, so that like when you're playing Money, there's like a thing about money and time, and then that's in there, and
there's
it all
money in the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So it all kind of syncs up.
I'll get you, Mike.
Interesting.
Yeah. And at a
Mike
certain
Tyson
point,
tried that.
Mike Tyson.
It was 1997.
He goes and poops. Tells the wizard, I can't poop in my pants.
What's behind the curtain? The wizard? No, Mike Tyson.
Pooping.
In 2007, the American bald eagle was removed from the endangered species list. They had reproduced enough
Right.
at the Eagle Haven. And finally, it was on this day in 2008, the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the Los Angeles Angels without getting a hit. Only the 5th time that's been done in modern Major League Baseball history.
I'm assuming there's some errors involved here.
The only run of the game was scored when Matt Kemp reached on an error, stole second, went to third on a throwing error,
Got it.
and scored on a sacrifice fly.
Okay.
So that's how that happened.
Yeah.
And that is your 2-cent history lesson. What did we learn out of this today? Mike Tyson
Mike
does not
Doesn't
poop
like to
in
poop in public. Pickleball's on the way up.
Yeah.
Charles Bronson wasn't a rom-com. WD-40 kills birds.
I think we learned a lot today.
keep-
So
away.
much.
It's quite a day.
And
It's quite a
7th
day.
generation takes the scum out of your life.
Yes.
That's true.
There you go.
That's true as well.
Sum
All
it
right.
up in a nutshell.
Also want to thank Murphy's Family Auto, of course, sponsors here. Mike and John got it going on.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They've got everything you need for your 4th of July trip. Get your vehicle checked out. Make sure the gas is good to go. The oil is ready to go.
Probably
Transmission
You probably
fluid.
just want to get new oil.
Make sure the tires are good.
Yeah.
Alignment. The whole shebang.
Bring it in. They'll kick the tires. Yeah, those are good. They'll probably do more than that.
You know, and Ken at the Running Lab has special tire kicking shoes that you might be able to use.
Tie this all together.
Murphy's Family Auto, your car knows.
That's right. Murphy'sFamilyAuto.com. Open Saturdays 8 to 1. Give them a call, 517-552-3040.
Tell them Mike and John sent you.
Save 5%.
That's right. Susan.
Yes.
End this nightmare.